Welcome back, guys. Friday night silliness. It's going down. One thing I've learned about Lee Chess Blitz is that 5-3 is not a very popular time control. Okay, I'm going to do something weird here. Queen D6 Scandi. Continuing in the theme of playing all kinds of crap that I never play on my channel. I came prepared. Ooh, look at you. Being immediately punished for playing Queen D6. Knight G6 is a legitimate threat. Queen B4. Probably A3 is like the old queen trapping tactic. So I sort of feel like I have to go to B6. Okay. Alright. You forced me. I came prepared. Another glass of Ugadal. I'm trying to try a different scotch, but I'm too cheap to buy another bottle, so I have to finish this first. I guess I'll just have to do that. Knight B to D7, knight to C6. Those make some sense. Even rook D8, pretty logical. Rook to D8 almost encourages bishop E3, which I'm a little bit leery to do because my queen has moved around so many times. I could also just play something like A6 or C6 is probably not very good. I don't know. Let's give this a whirl. Again, bishop e3. Maybe I should just take on a b2. Am I stupid? What am I doing? I wore the hat, by the way. The hat was highly requested, both in the comments and in the Lee Chess Slack. So you're getting the hat of confidence, whether you like it or not. Really? Ooh, this guy's got skills. Wait, queen d4. Knight c6 is his idea. But both of these idiots are hanging, so wow. That can't be that bad for me, right? Okay, let's give it a whirl. Now, if knight takes c6, I feel like I have to take this way, because then I actually have a legitimate double attack on both of these things. Pre-move that, or do I mean knight takes c8? I can actually take one of these things, and then I'm attacking two pieces again. This is just one too many double attacks for my opponent here. I think I kind of like 5-3 though. You get a lot of time. And I'm a guy who calculates slow. I need a lot of time. Ooh. Okay, but still just here, right? This is almost a threat. Just trading queens immediately. If you guys can hear me, usually when I'm playing a standard game, I'm all up in my computer, like really close. But in order to not shove my face into the webcam, I'm trying not to do that. I don't know, if I play bishop e6, it's awfully hard for him to get his knight back out, isn't it? He can play bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight d5, but then he runs into this pin, and he must go c4. I guess maybe he's surviving there, but at least b2's hanging, probably a2's hanging after that, so. b3. Opening the long diagonal. Okay, on queen d4, I'm hitting the bishop. On queen d4, I have something like rook f d8 or rook a to d8. Maybe you can go queen b2 in that case, but even then, I mean, just knight h5 or knight e8 is probably good enough. Okay, this guy's just hanging all of his stuff, and I will take it. There was a very apt tweet from John Bartholomew today, which is something I've been saying for a long time. I think I actually just picked it up from him, and it said that you can't even begin to think about packing yourself full of the latest opening theory and really complicated middle game strategy until you stop hanging all of your stuff. That's paraphrased. You should never, John is far too polite for me to quote him literally. Shout out to the new opponent button, by the way, which is something I did not realize until someone very, very kind watched my video and was like, hey, idiot, there's a new opponent button instead of going back and then clicking on 5-3 again. You can just hit new opponent. I knew that it was there. It just, I'm very much a creature of habit, and if I don't start doing something right away and get into the habit of doing it that way, I'm just going to do it a stupid way over and over again and not think anything of it. Game 2, black again. What's up? I have played e6 before, but okay, that, won't be hard to vary after this. Let's play some kind of a Dutch. I never play the Dutch with e6. What a scumbag. All right. This is just rude. Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything about this. Just gonna play the position. I'm a little loose to knight g5, but I can deal with that. Like, knight d7 here would be a very thematic blunder in view of knight g5. Okay, I'll give this a try. I don't know if there's anything better. This makes some sense to me. Yeah, that was to be expected. Thought maybe, I mean, I can just leave it. That wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, I'll just leave it for now. I also had knight g3. I don't know if that's any better. Certainly not taking here. The problem he has is that he really wants to play knight takes e4, but he can't because of f takes e4 and he loses a piece. So he's got to go this way. Where's your knight going now, buddy? Ugh. All right. actually a little bit interesting to play here. The point that bishop a6 is kind of irritating for this rook. He wouldn't have any squares, he'd be forced to play c4, and then maybe I could play d5 and just start building up the tension on his center here. I think I can afford to play a little bit slow here. Like, I don't have to... I think my position is better. Okay. Sort of takes the sting out of my plan, but that's all right. Maybe here. I have to be careful not to get this idiot trapped. Okay, knight d5, queen e2. Sort of the only move, and I don't really have any amazing follow-up to that. Maybe queen to e8. I'd like to go knight h5 to g3. Force him to put his rook on one of these two squares that it would be open to a discovery on, and I can go knight f5. Yeah, I thought he might play that. So now knight g3 and h5 would be an idea. He'd be forced to go back to h2 with the knight. Don't necessarily have to do that yet. He can go to f2 in this case. Guess if I'm going to play d5, I should play h5 first, because d5, knight e5 would be quite comfortable for him. Yeah, let's do this. I feel like all of his pieces are really bad after this plan. I might not be outright winning or anything, but it's certain... Wow, I only have a minute and 45 seconds. Let's speed it up, Tony. Okay, so now knight f5 I think would be... Yeah, like in these positions where all of his pieces suck. This is a pretty clear candidate for not trading anything. He does have g4, but that certainly seems at least a little bit risky, does it not? Maybe bishop a6 next move. Just continue to build up the pressure. Maybe at some point, like bishop a6, rook c1, I could even play rook a to d8, looking for something like d takes c4, b takes c4, c5. Trying to exploit the queen here. I don't think this move is the most accurate. Having a little bit of a hard time finding a better move though, so I'm just going to play this. I actually have two beverages. I have a scotch and a Coke Zero. It's Friday, get off my back, alright? Not the two healthiest beverages. But I also have some really delicious iced tea in my fridge that I infused with lemon and blackberry. So, take that. I should have just played this move immediately. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. He might regret putting his king on the h-file, because now if he wants to go g4, I sort of have like these ideas with king f7 and rook h8. G4 takes with the queen. Okay, I'm pretty happy if he takes with the queen, let's be honest. First of all, his knight's hanging. Where do I go with the lady? Maybe h6. Position's pretty tense. King f7 now looks incredibly dumb. It also fails to c takes d5, c takes d5, queen takes f5 check. But maybe rook f6 and then... Okay, so he wants to go knight to g4. Just gonna lop that thing off. Yeah, knight d2, and he's kind of unraveling, isn't he? I mean, I've still got some pressure. Rook f5 to h5, try and make this thing hurt. Now maybe I can also go king f7 and rook h8. Triple up on the h-file. A little bit improbable. Okay, I will take that exchange. That makes my life easier. So let's do that first. I think I'm going to then... Okay, I will take that too. I thought he had to take with the queen. I'm going to go here. It feels slightly more active than putting the bishop on d5. I mean, on d5, it's... Okay, there's this, but this thing is never going to get out of the way. I might as well maybe get involved with something coming onto the f-file. It's all fairly loose. I don't know. Rook f5. If I go rook f6, planning rook g6, he's just going to move his king anyway, so... You know what? Maybe I should have gone bishop d5, just so I'm not under the threat of d5 from him. I'm going to put my rook on d5, at least for the time being, so I don't have to worry about any cheapos. I don't know what this does. Maybe I'll find out. Cute. This is a fairly serious threat now, is it not? I actually thought with the queen on g3, rook h8 might be able to be met by f5 when c7 is hanging with check and my king looks super dumb, but queen g2 actually removes that option from white, which is pretty unfortunate for him. Now rook f5 is, or rook h5 rather, is very serious. He's going to go d5, but I mean, okay, he can't go d5 because he gets mated in two, but that was really his only hope. One of these breaks was pretty clearly indicated at some point. He just didn't find a way to make it happen. Unfortunately. GG. It's a weird one. That's what you expect out of the double... Well, I didn't play the Stonewall. I'm not that much of a... I haven't fallen so far in my chess career yet to have to resort to the Stonewall with both colors, but give it time. Give it time. Enough of this scotch, that might happen. Yeah, so I got the Haddo Confidence on. Got my lucky shirt. No, it's not lucky. I got Bent Larson watching over me in the background like a boss. Morty's asleep on the floor. It's very rare, actually, that he falls asleep at this time. Usually, I get home from work. I get off work at 3:05 usually, and then I go back to my desk. I check my email. I check the Lichess Slack because I'm very sad. I'm a member of the Lichess team, but I can't contribute to like the coding part of it. So I at least try and maybe this annoys other people. That's very possible, but I at least try to like give my opinion on things when I'm in there. So I'm always on the Lichess Slack. I'm pretty much permanently logged in on one of my computers or on my cell phone. But yeah, so usually I get off work and then I'm home by before 4. If I pick up food or groceries, it's normally like 4:15, and then I eat, I clean up, and then it's like I feed Morty while I'm eating. We both eat at the same time, like bros, you know. And then and then and then we play like, and because he's pretty well behaved at work. He knows he doesn't get to play or get to do anything at work, and he just sort of has to lay around and sniff me. So normally when he gets home, he's like just a total savage. Okay. Oh, I almost did that. That's something I usually play. All right. You know, the bird is the word. Bird. Ooh. Grand Prix attack. No, just kidding. This is the bad Grand Prix attack. Let us reverse Leningrad. If this guy plays f5, I'm going to snap. Okay. Okay, reverse Leningrad. This is a man's opening right here. No, I have no idea. Okay, when he puts the bishop on d6, I'm immediately attracted to always going e5. So let's go c3 first. c6 is almost always played in the Leningrad. c3 can't be bad, right? d4 would be at least slightly thematic, stopping e4. What do I do after e5? I don't actually know. Okay. I think I'll do this and I'll just take the hanging pawns if he wants to give them to me. That seems like the most logical. Taking would be far more enticing if he wasn't taking with the bishop. Like if there was like a queen on c7 and the bishop was on e7 and I could take twice, go like bishop f4, I'd probably play that way, but okay, now I can really lame it up here. Isn't this sort of what the Leningrad's all about? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the problem with Friday night and Saturday night silliness. I'm like 300 points lower rated if I don't play the openings that I've studied. I actually started doing something really crazy. I downloaded all of my games on Lichess recently, and I filtered out all of the shit like Crazy House or whatever. And I was just going through my knight f3 repertoire. Let's see if I can drag it on screen real quick. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see this. I was going through my repertoire and I divided it up into like all of the logical positions that you could reach, sort of the tabia is what it's called in, you know, opening literature. I don't know why actually. I never bothered to look that word up. I will after this, so I don't look like an idiot, but you know, I've got like 4 specific King's Indian positions that I usually reach, and then, you know, the Grunfeld, Anglo-Slav. I haven't finished it yet, but I wanted to see which opening variations I see the most, like which of these tabias I see the most often, like maybe like the top 5 to 10 of them, and how I'm scoring in certain places, just so I can try and understand where I should be focusing most of my attention. I suppose with bishop a6 on the cards, I should have at least thought about not putting my knight on such a crap square. All right. Yeah. Do your worst. Oh, man. Yeah. That's pretty annoying. I want to go... Of course he's threatening bishop c5. I mean, he's sort of not. I guess bishop c5, bishop e3, huh? Maybe I can just go h3 here. Maybe this isn't... e4 would be hanging in that line. Bishop c5, bishop e3, knight e4. Oh, dear. This move looks unbelievably dumb. What have I done? I don't see anything better. I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. Bishop a3 is probably not a huge deal, but I don't feel like messing around with it. And bishop c5, bishop e3, knight e4 looks like a huge, looks actually like a huge deal. So, what do I do about it? I might even have to play rook d1 next move, which is something I was looking at, which is just being excruciatingly embarrassing. Like queen c7 or queen e7 would be very obvious here for him. I'd probably play knight c2 in that case, actually. Just admit I'm terrible at chess. My play against this 1700 has been less than optimal. Let's put it that way. To end up in, you can tell I'm just not playing well. You can tell that this is my position as white against a 1750. Not that 1750 is bad. I was 1750 once. Not since I've been playing on Lichess, but I every once in a while I'll go back to like the places that I played when I first started out. I'm not going to say where that is, so you can't track down the games, and I'll look at the games and just be absolutely, astonished at how terrible I was. But that's part of the cool thing about chess. I mean, you're always learning, you're always improving. It's not easy. Wrong pipe. Oh my goodness, I'm choking. Oh my goodness. If there's one liquid you don't want to go down the wrong pipe, it is 100% scotch. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Nerdy chess streamer chokes on scotch, dies. 3 people mourn. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is uncomfortable. This move seems kind of good, actually. Oh my god. Why? Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. I should have muted this or something, but... Holy hell. Hitting the bishop. This thing is just so misplaced is part of my issue here. It's like it has zero prospects. I don't know where I'm supposed to put this thing. I don't know. I don't have any great ideas. Yeah, my plan is to swing this idiot around to f2. Leads to guards d3 and guards e4 and g4 on the square. Seems reasonable. I guess I should maybe just try and flag this guy. I'm certainly not outplaying him at this point. I can slam this knight on d5. Claim I'm a little better. Whoa. What the hell is that? What am I missing? Queen c3 does not appear to work. What is he doing? It's like just an implosion. I'm just going to go h3, actually. It's super lame, but I feel like some back rank shenanigans is really the only way I'm going to lose this. Small problems. Really? Okay, we're cruising along. Friday night silliness. Speaking of silliness, so I have a couple of... I hope, first of all, I hope this guy doesn't mind that I tell this story, but I have a couple of private students, and one of them, he's around maybe like 1,700 on Lee chess, so he's probably like 1,500 USCF, I'm guessing. And he has been studying this book. I think it's Train Your Chess Pattern Recognition. I forget the author. I think the author's Dutch. He has some kind of Dutch name I would probably butcher anyway. So we had our first lesson together maybe like a month or so ago, and so he told me he's been studying this book, and so one of the chapters in that book is called Reddy's Rifle, referring to Richard Reddy, the grandmaster in the early 1900s, who was kind of one of the founders of hypermodernism. And there's this famous game, I think it's Reddy Yates, but don't hold me to the black player. Anyway, it's like he plays the Reddy, obviously knight f3, d5, c4, and in this position, he kind of he sets up the so-called Reddy's Rifle, which is a queen bishop battery down the long diagonal. And it's usually like the queen is on some usually crappy square like b2 or a1. So it's usually bishop on b2, queen on a1, or bishop on c3, queen on b2 is also quite common. And so he thought this thing was the greatest maneuver in history. I also agree it's quite nice. But he was just he was playing it. He was excited about this maneuver, and it seemed to me as though he was just trying to set it up in basically every game he was playing, regardless of whether or not it was good. Which again is not a criticism. That's like part of learning about chess and learning about positional play, is like when you should put your pieces on certain squares, and it depends on what your opponent's doing. I tried to sort of relay that in the lesson, that he had a couple of examples where maybe Reddy's Rifle was not totally appropriate based on like the pawn formation in the center or where his opponent's pieces were, that kind of stuff. And so I was trying to kind of like wean him off this a little bit, and I did show him some stuff that show him some rifles that were maybe more successful. My coach has a relatively famous one in the Hedgehog versus Malahov, where Jorg played. He already had g3 and bishop g2 in, and he went h3, king h2, and then queen to h1, and ended up shooting the bishop all the way over to b7, using the protection of the queen to like win an a6 pawn or something. It's a pretty well-known example in the Hedgehog. If I remember, cool. If I remember, I will post it in the chat to this game. But anyway, so I showed him some other Reddy's Rifles that were more successful. There's another one in the Accelerated Dragon, Moroxy bind, where black goes h5, king h7, queen h8, or whatever. So anyway, I thought I kind of maybe he aborted because I played one g3. A lot of people do that. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So I was trying to like kind of wean him off of this in the hopes that maybe he would be a little bit more diversified in what he was going for, basically. And let's see what he's come hell or high water. This guy is not going to take on d4. I don't know. Let's go here. Try and make something of this. .95 not good. So I okay. Oh, he wants to take on c4 too. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Can I play bishop c1 after knight takes c4? That seems horrendous, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna try this. This seems completely stupid. So anyway, I was hoping that that I kind of impressed upon him my idea that you have to kind of it's a similar idea to these people that you get when they're a little bit lower rated and all they want to do is attack. No matter what, they're gonna try and attack you by playing all kinds of stupid gambits and like unsound sack, like bishop takes f7 on move 4. Like it takes a while for people to like almost mature up enough to realize that you can't just impose your will on a chess game. Like if you can try and steer positions into places where it's appropriate to attack, but you can't attack no matter what. Like sometimes you just don't have the quote unquote the right to do so based on the position. And so fast forward to the second lesson with this guy. I shit you not. He sits down, he goes, hot off the presses. He made a custom t-shirt that had the position from Reddy Yates on the front and in huge, like, bold font. You can't see my hands, but, like, below the position in bold font, Queen A1 exclam. Just absolutely saying, yeah, you don't think I can do this? Kiss it. Just Queen A1 all the time. And I mean, I think actually my exact response when I saw it was I couldn't even like this is the least professional thing you can say to a student. I literally was just like, you son of a bitch. I mean, what do you say to a guy who makes a custom Reddy Yates shirt? A Reddy's rifle shirt. You can't. I mean, I resign. There's nothing I can do. So that was like one of the funniest things that happened to me all week, I think. All right. So it seems like I need to redevelop my bishop here. What's the most logical square? Maybe f4? Maybe g5, actually. That thing's a little misplaced. You need to swing that back around to a good home. That seems logical. This move would actually be kind of irritating because I want to go at e3, but then my bishop is a little bit unstable on g5. What the heck is that? Think he wants to move the knight and protect the e-pawn, maybe? Uh-huh. I'm going to flick in that check first. Now I can go here. No? This seems uncomfortable. His pieces are not well placed. And there he has queen d7, doesn't he? Crap. Oh, no. Yeah, that's pretty terrible, isn't it? All right. No real choice. I could have taken on f8, but then he just takes on d8, no? Yeah, I mean, this is still uncomfortable for black for sure. Can't move, can't move, can't move. Not many great options. I feel like I'm just gonna play this and hope I have something. I really need to get it to this square, don't I? Is there any efficient way to do that? Not really. Yeah, it's really the only idea I have, isn't it? So yeah, Custom chess shirt. That's the way to go. By the way, speaking of chess shirts, Lee Chess has a couple of new items. Clarky did another nice design, I think. I bought one of the zip-up hoodies, so we have a zip-up hoodie in that, and I think, normal t-shirt. It's pretty cool. I'll be wearing it. If I can bear to show my face on camera again after this game, you might see me wearing it the next time I decide to do this silliness nonsense. Which might be never now. Yeah. Maybe... maybe F3. Planning this. There is a subtle threat of knight e4 to f6 check. Knight f6 check. Queen takes f8, king h7, queen g7 mate. He's got to do something about that. You can play f5, but that's an awfully crap move to have to make, isn't it? He has queen e7 as sort of a pseudo defense. I would just go something like queen b8 or queen a8. Obviously never trading. It's not easy to find a move. Yeah, okay. Knight e4 loses quite a bit of sting now, but oh, clever. That still doesn't really do anything, but okay, maybe e4, e5 is an idea now, though. Like e5, knight d5, knight e4 would be something he'd have to at least think about. Clever. Yeah, I didn't see that. I feel like on principle you shouldn't name yourself Komodo 54. It's just a risky move. If there's literally any doubt as to whether or not you've ever cheated in a game, it's like, don't name yourself Komodo. All right, I don't see a great alternative there. Oh, I'm pretty happy he took with the king, actually. I don't deserve that, but I'll take it. Taking with the queen prepares to unpin, which I think would be much more annoying. Now I guess he has king g7, but I'm sure that's his idea. And then he gets to play knight c7, for instance. And I'm just down a pawn. It's not the end of the world. And black's position is certainly not 100% comfortable. Queen g5, I think I have to play f4. He's got check and then takes my pawn. All right, I'll do this. I mean, I find it hard to believe that he doesn't have a draw here, at least. I mean, if he wanted it, he probably doesn't. A8 is turning out to be a rather fortuitous square, isn't it? Queen d4 check. I don't have to play knight f2. I can just go king g2 because my queen protects the knight on e4. That's kind of nice. You have to be thankful for the small things when your position sucks this bad. The clock situation. Who did I turn into, by the way? I'm just flagging everyone in blitz now. I think I've just stopped caring is part of it. I don't really want to let him take on b2 with check. That's why I didn't play king g2. Okay, now I get this. Maybe knight g5 even. Let's try it. I'm gonna make him perpet me here. Yeah, he does have one. it appears. Can I run? Can I run deep? I doubt it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. I respect that he's fighting for the win here. Because his position's pretty gross, in my opinion. I wouldn't be super happy about this, even though he's up a little bit of, well, he's not really even up material. This is especially unpleasant because he's, okay, check and takes. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now I'm up a pawn. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Probably my king is just too weak to try and win this. But oh my god, why? Get out of here. So rude. Okay, I can hide on h3. Can't checkmate me yet. That move's not good. That's one of the not good moves. That's awesome. Maybe he knew and he was just desperate. But yeah, that's not what you want. Okay, this might be my last game. I don't know when I did this. Did I talk about this? I can't remember if I talked about this last video. Yeah, maybe I did. Okay, I shouldn't talk about it twice. That would make me look like a total dork. I decided to record this. My fiance is coming into town, and she's a med student. She's a third-year med student, so she's got a pretty rough schedule, and she's worked the whole day, and she texted me saying that I'll be in around midnight or 1, which means probably... She hasn't texted me saying she left yet, so it's probably going to be closer to 1, which is pretty harsh. And my apartment's kind of a shit show right now. That's really the crux of the story, is that I really need to clean up, and I decided to record this before cleaning up, such that if this scotch gave me a little buzz, cleaning up my messy apartment would not suck as bad. That was my strategy. Also, I mean, it's pretty dark right now, but I figured I could use any natural light I could get. The light that I think I mentioned this last video. I wish I could show you guys this setup. Maybe I can. Hold on. I got a game. I was gonna do something really next level. Have I played the Modern Defense on my channel? Probably not. Not that I can think of. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna mix it up here and play this way. Now it's like a weird French advance. Yes, I would like to trade those bishops. Thank you. Can I go c5 here? I'm going to give it a whirl. He can try and take and keep the pawn. I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe. He also has bishop h6, which I did not think about. It's such a stupid looking move in the vast majority of positions. Okay, he doesn't want it. That's good. Let's do this. do this. Of course, d takes c5 now I could take with a knight. Actually, I can't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not calculating anything here, and as such, I'm running into some tactical problems. Okay. All right, let's go here now. The problem with d takes c5, knight takes e5 is knight takes e5, bishop takes e5, bishop h6. It's always bishop h6, man. It's a weird looking move. I don't know. Let's just go rook c8. Keep the maximum amount of tension. I'm sure he's going to go knight c2 at some point. I probably have to play f6. To really get anything. It just feels loose. Yeah, I need to like dust, do laundry, do the dishes. I'm not normally a slob. It's just like this week for whatever reason the willpower was not there. I had to play a 45-45 game on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, and I was just completely unmotivated. I gave someone a quick draw, like who was 300 points lower rated than me. I played like some really positional line in the Grunfeld and just chopped everything off like as much as I could, and just called it a day after like probably less than an hour, I would guess. I was just really tired and not in the mood. This structure with me still having the pawn on c5 seems interesting. Oh, I'm just winning this, aren't I? Yes, I am. Feels good. Look at how genius rook c8 was now. Obviously, if he puts a rook on d1, I'm going to go e6 without thinking too much about it. I'm a man of my word. Okay, let me take a picture of this. I don't know if this is going to work as well as I think it is. Probably not. This is the jankiest shit ever. Let's see if you guys can see this. Can you see that? It's like you can see my pop filter and then two monitors, and on top of the monitors I placed a normal desk lamp. It's so bad. Ay. It's pretty shameful, but you know, I'm honest. I keep it self-deprecating on this channel. I'm not a guy with like a lack of self-confidence or anything. I just like have always been self-deprecating and push myself to do better even when I'm doing okay. Queen h4 was probably better there. Queen h4, and if he just goes g3, I can go back to f6, and g3 is certainly not a move he's very happy to have in, I think. So knight e4, bishop, knight e3, bishop e3, d4, c takes d4, c takes d4, rook c8, bishop d4, queen d4, rook d4, rook c1 is mate. Knight e3, Bishop e3, d4. Bishop d2, of course, my main idea is queen takes f2 check. So knight d3, bishop e3, d4 takes, bishop takes. Rook takes c1, rook takes c1, bishop takes. He's losing there. Well, let's try that. He might have to... f takes e3 might actually be forced there, but that's pretty ugly. Ooh, you're in trouble. Have I lost a game yet? Well, I'm playing against primarily lower rated players, of course, and these poor guys are, this guy's outrated by more than 400 points, so not a brag. I just sort of expect I'm not a particularly great blitz player, and also I'm playing crap that I never really play, so feels good. Feels good. There was a time when I was working at GE. Did I miss anything? Probably queen f2 was markedly better there, but that's fine. There was a time when I was working at GE when I was able to focus more on chess and less on my job in real life. I didn't have Morty. My hours were much better. I spent the vast majority of my day sitting in front of a computer, so I could always be on lead chess or sort of screwing around a little bit. And I was mostly over 2300 blitz, and I was pushing into the 2400s rarely, and now it's I'm mostly 2200, and I'm wishing I was even pushing into 2300. The amount of work that you put into chess is one up to a certain point is certainly the most important thing. There's nothing more important than just putting in a lot of work. And I need to get back into that, and I'm starting to do it, but it can be difficult sometimes. Working on chess is hard. There's got to be something really forcing here and good, but I'm just gonna... He's got a check, he's got a couple of checks, and they kind of run out. He has to figure out what to do about this, what to do about this, what to do about this. He's got to keep his rook on the first rank somewhere. Doesn't have a lot of enticing options. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to claw back into... Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, I'll play one more. I'm trying to claw my way back up, and really a lot of it for me is calculation and tactical awareness. That's why I'm not a particularly great blitz player. I picked up chess pretty late, actually, all things considered. I was a little bit of a smartass in high school, and my freshman earth science teacher told me I had to show up to chess club, and that it would. I didn't get bad grades, but he's actually I got really good grades in school, but he was like, it'll improve your grades and it'll give you discipline and focus, and he really didn't give me a choice, and I actually really liked my earth science teacher, so I showed up, and this was I'm 15 or something, and so that's really late as far as chess goes, and then I didn't really catch the bug until maybe a year later or so, which means I've been playing pretty seriously for 14 years. I took a year and a half off in college, and there have been years where I haven't been too serious, and then there have been years where I was really busting ass. I had a really great group of guys in college, two guys who were around my rating, 1900, 2000, sort of, and we were really good friends, very competitive, and I can't tell you how much an active study group will help your game, because not only does it keep you kind of accountable for showing up? It's like kind of like having a personal trainer, when you need to go to the gym. Like, it sucks to go to the gym by yourself, but if you're paying for it, not that I was paying for my friends, if you have other people showing up that you'll be letting down if you don't go, then you'll do a lot more work that way. And of course, we were competitive. We were always playing blitz, and we would spend entire nights in like the student hall just drinking and playing chess, or we'd go to the local Starbucks and be there until it closed, and then when it closed, we'd sit outside, like on the sidewalk, and just play until we couldn't see the board anymore. And then, so, yeah. Well, so anyway, looping back around, I think chess is sort of, in many ways, I think, like a language. And the more I think about it, the more I think that that's true. And, of course, picking up a language at 15 is substantially more difficult than when you're kind of raised by it. So, raised with it. It's just, at a certain point, the reality is like your brain stops adding gray matter when you learn new stuff. You don't make new neural synapses. You just kind of replace ones with new information, which is obviously a little bit less effective. At least, that's kind of what my research has led me to. All right. Not that you can't improve when you're older. The fact is you can still improve at any age, but I think it just requires a different approach, and usually it requires a lot of work. Like, the nature of plateauing in chess is basically that's, nature's way of saying, okay, what you're doing, your raw talent plus the work you've done so far and your continued work routine has allowed you to plateau at rating X. And if you continue to do that same routine, probably you're not going to get much better. You're just going to maintain your level. And I know white playing a7 in these lines is rather clever and supposed to be kind of good. Usually black is trying to go queen a5 and white goes bishop d2 and then whatever, but now with a7 and rook a7 inserted, bishop d2 actually threatens knight b5 winning an exchange. So if the queen is on a5, that is. So black, I think, usually goes e6. I don't know if this is the exact move order, though. My knowledge of the Benko gambit is rather limited. But I think black usually... Okay, well, it's all out the window now. It's been fun, guys. Yeah. Usually black takes, goes d6, and then you try to just put all of your pieces attacking the d5 pawn. This I'm a little bit less sure about. I'm going to go d5 immediately. If I went knight c6, he could think about going bishop e3, and then maybe I had to go d6 instead. I guess I can play d4 at any time. I don't need to really rush yet. Unless there's some tricks. Pretty certain my knight is going to this square, so I might as well do that. I guess I maybe should have gone d4 now because bishop g5 is annoying. Okay. The one problem with putting your knight on b5 so early is, I mean, of course, it's a little bit of a tactical liability, but it also gives me the e4 square, which I'm more than happy to hop into. This is the one thing I don't like about the Perunovic line in the Benko gambit, which is like, usually when black plays the Benko, he will take on a6 early. The point being is the classical wisdom has been that you want to take on a6 right now or on the next move. I think you're actually supposed to go g6 here and then knight c3. But basically, you're supposed to take before white goes e4 because then bishop takes f1 janks up his king. But the long story short, there are more than one line probably specifically actually just allowing your king to be janked up and then going later at 12a4 that has pretty much refuted the typical banko, I would say, or made it very hard for black to play. Maybe not refuted. But so people started playing this line where you go g6, bishop g7, castles, and you just leave the pawn on a6 for a really long time. The problem with it is that a lot of times black is forced to go e6 to gain sufficient counterplay, and the positions are decidedly not banko-like, which I don't like. Like I just want to like fianchetto my bishop and get a really awesome one pawn island, super solid pawn structure, and just have that positional pressure the whole time. It's much less fun for me to play these like hanging pawns in the center and like all of this weird crap like with tactics. That's not really why I play the banko. So knight g3 is my threat here with a discovered attack, and I'd bag an exchange. It's not even clear that it's a threat because he has queen c5 and queen c6, but he thinks it's a threat, and that's really all that counts. I don't know. I almost played queen e7, which would be quite bad. Anyway, I don't have any hard evidence that, picking up chess late in life will lead you to be like a slower, worse calculator, but I have lots of empirical evidence that points to that, both in myself and in other people. Like it just usually happens that kids are much quicker calculators and much more tactically aware than people who pick it up late. People who pick it up late can be. I think it just tends to be a little bit more forced, like you have to really try, whereas people who pick it up when they're young, it's like as easy as picking up a fork and eating your cereal to not blunder and stuff. It's just kind of a different world that they live in. A really nice world that I wish I lived in. White's position kind of sucks now. That's what I would say. I'm not even certain I'm going to take the pawn back, but now I have a pretty massive uncontested center. I'm going to win the pawn back, and my bishops are totally boss. And his are kind of poopy. All of these pieces are not super exciting. Meanwhile, I got the stuff. All of these dudes are real. I will take the two bishops. I mean, this knight is so good, though. Maybe I shouldn't. Bishop c2 is also kind of a threat, because rook e1, bishop d3 would win this exchange. And would also threaten knight to c2, winning a full rook. White's position's really bad, in fact. Yeah, this one's almost over, I feel like. By the way, guys, if you enjoy my videos, even if you hate these silliness videos I've been doing lately, and you're just like, hey Tony, get back to doing instructional content, and your typical like longer time control games, like please donate to Lee Chess. And don't take this as some kind of like signal that we're purging money or something, and we need help. We don't. In fact, donations are doing well. as far as paying for the servers go, Lichess has been uh, above water for quite a long time. That's not the issue. The real issue is that we have an extremely talented developer, Tebow, working full time on it. Who, realistically, at least in the States, he would be making six figures, doing work for some kind of tech company. He's unbelievably talented, as are all of the developers on the project. And he's doing that out of the love of open source and the love of giving people free chess and providing the best experience for people. And he even, much to my dismay sometimes, like, doesn't make certain features because he just appreciates like what other people are doing out there and he doesn't really want to step on their toes. I wish he would sometimes. I'm talking to you, pal. But I respect him for it. But anyway, that's not really the point. The point is that this is a website that's amazing and will continue to get more amazing the more donations come in. And then the more donations come in, the more we can spin that into more awesome stuff. Maybe it's, paying popular people for like awesome instructional blog posts or, more paying for more servers for more advanced cheat detection or more features that incorporate stockfish that are computationally heavy or, whatever, more swag, paying graphic designers for work and improving the, I don't even know. I made that one up, but, I don't know. But, that money will go to good use and it doesn't cost you much. Donate $15 and it's $1 a month approximately. I know there aren't 15 months, but $1 a month is, I think, something you can spare for the greater good. And if all of the people that watch my videos, the maybe 300, 400 people that watch these videos donate $15 one time, $10 one time, then that makes a huge difference to the not only the lives of the people who work on it, but also it'll come back around for you. So please do that. Did I say I was going to play one more after this? I can't remember. And I'm not paid to say that. Tebow might not even want me to say that. You can look at how well he hides the patron and the swag the swag links on the website. Some of you might not even know that it's down there because it's completely hidden from view. But yeah, I mean, this is something that Lichess is something that didn't exist when I started, and I was forced to play on places like chess.com and ICC and on Play Chess, like ChessBase specifically, where, I mean, they're always trying to figure out ways to take your money, whether it be $40 DVDs or, forcing you to pay your instructors in imaginary currencies that they take a cut of away from your coach or whatever. Of course, the annual fees, paying for video content, etc. That's not that that's bad or that people should be punished for trying to make a living off the game, but I mean, Lichess is really something special. It's extraordinarily rare, at least to my knowledge, to have someone create something that's community driven that reaches such lofty heights. I mean, we have hundreds of moves made per second, and at peak hours, over 20,000 people online playing chess at one time. and we're by Alexa ranked the second highest ranked chess website on the internet, only behind chess.com, which, I mean, how do you beat that domain name and that sort of force in the industry? But so silliness aside, donate something, okay? And if that irritates you, then I'm asking, then unsubscribe. I don't, what can I say? I'm doing this. I'm making these videos because I believe in this platform. I think if Leech Chess didn't exist, maybe I wouldn't be making these videos right now. I would just be like saltily playing in the 15-minute pool on ICC or something, like, waiting 10 minutes to be paired against a 1700 or something. I don't know. So all right, I am out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good Friday, have a good Saturday. I likely won't be back on confidently won't be back with another video until probably Sunday or later, just because my fiance is in town. It's my niece's birthday on Sunday. So okay, I will try to make my next video an instructional video. I'm itching to make some stuff, and I just got to carve out the time and get it done. I have a lot of ideas and less time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. Yeah, Morty's out cold, or else I would have him say goodbye to. He's literally unconscious. All right, bye guys.